Alrighty, and we are live. What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Money in the Booth podcast. Just getting everything set up and we'll be ready to go. Hope everyone's day's going well, week's going well, weekend going well. Sure everything's set. Yep. Yeah. All right, everything's set. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Money in the Booth podcast. Thank you all so much for the support. To this point, I very much do appreciate it. Episode 201. Before getting to the main episode, I was at Monday Night Raw last night. I had a fun time, though. Debatably, it was like a pretty rough way to start the new year for Monday Night Raw. But I did get something at the show, which is the mini toy belt version of the main WWE Championship. I got it for $35. Now I have that in my collection here. I had a nice time. Now, and we'll see when the next one I go to is. There we go. Up there with the other belts. Okay. Let's dive into it. So, today's Immaculate Grid. One moment. Okay. I don't know what happened there. Let's try this again. Cancel. I don't want the page to be reloaded. I don't know what is going on with YouTube lately, but they've been bugging me. Up again. Okay. Now, today's Immaculate Grid. A's Braves first baseman of one game, and Phillies Mariners born outside 50 states in the U.S. A's Phillies. I don't think Josh Reddick played for both. Pretty sure he played for both. Yep, 1%. I will take that. Phillies Braves. I feel like he might have. Or not. You did though. 4%. Okay. A's Mariners. Healy. 1%. Mariners Braves. Kelenic would fit. Nelson Cruz didn't play for the Braves. Warren played for Seattle. Who else could there be? Didn't Brett Boone play for the Braves? Yep. I didn't expect to be that high, but that works. Phillies first baseman of one game. Pretty sure he played first base. 2%. I'll definitely take that. Mariners played first baseman of one game. Since he just became I think, hitting coach or something like that. 3%. A's born outside the 50 state U.S. states. pretty sure he is. Yep, 0.606%. Braves were inside the 50 states in the U.S. Luis Avilan. I'm going to keep guessing to get this last spot filled in. For first base, I played born inside the U.S. 50 states. I'm going to go Carlos Delgado. 3%, I will take that. Total rarity score is 119. Top answers for each category. Phillies A's at 18% is Jeremy Giambi, the forgettable Giambi. Phillies Braves at 17% is Craig Kimbrell. Phillies playing first baseman with one game at 19% is Ryan Howard. Mariners Braves at 37% is Ricky Henderson. Mariners A's. Mariners Braves at 23% is Jared Kelenic. Mariners first baseman with one game 17% is John Olerud. Born inside 50, U.S. 50 states and D.C. at 18% for A's is Miguel Tejada. Born outside U.S. 50 states and D.C. Braves 22% is Ronald Acuna Jr. And then that for first base, 11% is David Ortiz. Now for daily walk-off. We've got similar categories between the two. We're doing Cubs and Nationals. 700 plus career strikeouts. Pitching 1999 top 5 in RBIs, 2010's top 5 in RBIs, debuted with the Cubs. And then players Gary Gaetti, Henry Rodriguez, Javier Baez, James Russell, Willie Hernandez, Larry Corcoran, Starlin Castro, Alfonso Soriano, Juan Angel Guzman, Carl Edwards, Dick Raditz. I have a feeling that's going to be... I think this actually is going to be at least the middle categories. Yeah, middle category is fully correct, and just had to swap these four, and now fully correct. So, full correct answers for the Cubs. 700 plus career strikeouts pitching. Willie Hernandez, Dick Raditz, and Larry Corcoran. 1999 top 5 in RBIs, Henry Rodriguez, Gary Gaetti, Glenn Hill. 2010's top 5 in RBIs, Starlin Castro, Alfonso Soriano, Javier Baez. And debuted with Club Carl Edwards, James Russell, and Angel Guzman. And then as for the Nationals, only difference in the category is 2007 top 5 in RBIs in 1999. But the rest of the categories are the same. Ryan Zimmerman, Aaron Barrett, Austin Voth, Randy Johnson, Jason Ortiz, Martin, Zach Duke, Desmond, Austin Kearns, Wander Suero, and Dimitri Young. So Desmond, Worth, and Rendon, I imagine are going to be there. Zimmerman, no, he would have been off by them. Voth, Kearns. Let's submit this and see where this gets me. Okay, got me. Definitely made progress. And fully correct. Yep. So walk-off triple. Full correct answer, 700 plus career strikeouts pitching Randy Johnson, Jason Marquez, Zach Duke. 2007 top 5 in RBIs, Ryan Zimmerman, Dimitri Young, Austin Kearns. 2010 top 5 in RBIs, Anthony Rendon, Jason Worth, Ian Desmond. And debut with the Nationals, Aaron Barrett, Wander Suero, and Austin Voth. So now we have playoffs. NFL playoffs and college football. So college football quarterfinals recap. A few notes from this week. Well, actually, not share this one, but share. So you can oversee how my predictions are still going. Here we go. But meantime, so a few notes from college football this weekend. From Indiana's 38-3 win over Alabama, they became the first team entering today. Every team currently in the FBS had suffered at least one 30-point loss in the 21st century, except for Alabama. Indiana became the first to deal them that blow. From the Oregon-Texas Tech game, Oregon's defensive... Oh, actually, one other note from... Oh, no, that's Miami. Oregon's defense shut out Texas Tech while having 2 interceptions and 2 fumble recoveries. The only other FBS defense in this century to allow 0 points and have multiple INTs and fumble recoveries in the Bowl/CFB game was South Florida in the 2023 Boca Raton Bowl. There is some stuff. Okay. For Indiana beating Ohio State. Oregon won 23-0 over Texas Tech. For Miami beating Ohio State. This is the first time ever Michigan and Ohio State both lost bowl/playoff games by double digits on the same day, as Michigan lost that day to Texas. And then from the Ole Miss Georgia game, where Ole Miss won 39-34, Lucas Caminero is the only FBS kicker in the last 3 seasons to make 3 45-plus yard field goals in a bowl/playoff game. And then no QB in FBS history has finished the season with 3,500 plus passing yards, 500 plus rushing yards, no more than 5 interceptions, no more than 15 sacks taken. Actually, I'm going to skip that stat. So that is the general recap. And with the bracket, it is Indiana, Oregon, and Ole Miss, Miami. I went 2-2 predictions this week. Overall, I am now so 3-4, 3-1, 7-3. I am 9-5 going back to the first round and conference championship game predictions. And then the final match, the semifinals, which are going to be this coming weekend. On Thursday is going to be Ole Miss in Miami in the Fiesta Bowl, 7:30 p.m. I had Ole Miss picked on here, but that was over Ohio State. But honestly, I'm going to stick to that pick because I do think Ole Miss will win that game. Miami is favored by 3 points, though. Indiana is favored by 3.5. They're taking on Oregon, and I am sticking with Indiana, even if I could change the pick. And that is the situation with the CFP bracket. Now, as for NFL playoffs, I have a few notes from this week, and then we're going to dive into final standings and my playoff predictions. So, general note about the AFC West from this weekend. AFC West teams have scored 0 offensive touchdowns. It's the second time in NFL history every team in the division was in action on a given day, and none of them scored an offensive touchdown. The other came on November 20th, 1988, when the 5 AFC East teams combined for 27 points on all on field goals. From Seahawks, Mike McDonald has 14 road wins in his career as a head coach, second most road wins through 2 seasons in NFL history. Only George Seifert, 16-0, had more wins on the road in his first 2 years as an NFL head coach. From the Titans game, Shamir Dyke, if that's how you pronounce it, or Dykey, or I don't know how you pronounce it, has set the all-time rookie record for all-purpose yards, leading the NFL with 2,371 yards. Not really one to read, so skip that. I'm going to skip that also. And then from the Steelers-Ravens game, which ended on a missed field goal, there have been over 60,000 field goal attempts in NFL history. Tyler Loops missed on Sunday night is the only one of those attempts that came as time expired in the fourth quarter and in their final week, with both teams' playoff hopes resting solely on the result of his kick, which he missed and gave the division and sent them to the playoffs instead. Predictions this week, I went bad. I went 7-9. Overall this year, I am 168, 102, and 1 in NFL. And as for my playoff predictions, just give me a moment. Playoffs and then I'll go over the schedule for round 1. Steelers, Texans. We'll start with the AFC. Steelers, Texans. I have the Texans. Steelers had a ride, but I don't think they're going to be able to get past Houston. Bills, Jaguars. I sat back fourth on this one. And I was like debating this back and forth, but at the end of the day, this is like the Bills' best chance to make the Super Bowl, and I think that's going to put them. And they have experience more so. So I have the Bills winning that one. Patriots, Chargers. Patriots were shown to be a fluke this year with like the Bills game. And then, so I don't trust them. I mean, then again, I guess you could make the case that Chargers are not just as non-trustworthy, but I am picking Chargers. Panthers, Rams. I have the Rams. Panthers just were lucky even will make the playoffs. Eagles, 49ers. I have the 49ers. The Eagles have fallen apart this year. Bears, Packers. I have Bears because the Packers might not even have Jordan Love. Might be like a second or third string quarterback. Broncos, Chargers. I have the Broncos. Texans, Bills. I have the Bills. Which is another one I sat back and forth on, but that's when I came. That's what I decided. Seahawks, 49ers, I have the Seahawks, and then Bears, Rams, I have the Bears. Leading to Broncos, Bills, which I have the Broncos winning. Seahawks, Bears, I have the Bears, and then Broncos over the Bears in the Super Bowl. So we'll see how those predictions work out. And that's it for this week's episode of the podcast. Thank you for watching. If you listening, if you're on YouTube, leave a like, subscribe, and forgive me for something right on my live and post a video. If you're on audio, follow the podcast, leave a review, notification post on there. Thank you so much for watching, listening. I'll see you next week's episode 202. Bye bye.